Hey everyone, it's Lacey here, the Groovy Green Goddess. Having a fabulous day on this 5th of July. We are going to be talking about the FaerieScopes today. What do the fairies have to prompt us, remind us, make us aware of during this month of July? What is it that will help us along our path? As well as the word of the month, and as well as, you got it, the riddle or joke of the month. Now, last month when I did the FaerieScopes, I told you the answer, but I know, I'm changing it up. I'm changing the rules here, and I will tell you the riddle. But in order for you to figure out what the answer is, you're going to have to go over to 12listen.com and look up the FaerieScopes under the horoscopes. And yeah, that's where you're going to have to get your answer. So I'm not telling you the answer today. So it'll prompt you to hopefully go over and visit the 12listen site and look at what some of my other colleagues have posted as far as their scopes. And yeah, it's going to be a groovy day. Kat Hall is going to be over at the Psychic Sister show right after me today, so make sure you tune in to Katie and Kat. And Kat also has kaleidoscope horoscope scopes. Yes, so go over there and look at that. But I'm very excited. I'm hoping to hang around and for part of the show anyway. But I am scooting out of here right afterwards. I have some things to do, and it is a beautiful day out there in the neighborhood. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today, and actually that's a little hot for me. It is. I am not much of a hot weather kind of gal, although I'll deal with it, but I don't mind the cloudy days. But I will enjoy this day. I will enjoy this day, and yeah, and just know that things are, going. So, because it is like the 4th of July weekend or week, I keep thinking it's the weekend. There are a lot of people that are out camping and just hanging out with their families, and maybe not necessarily hanging in by the computer or watching Facebook Live or in the chat room or just listening on 12 Radio. Although for those of you who are listening, we do have an app. And it's over at iTunes, and it's the 12 Radio app. You can listen to us as you're driving down the road. I like to do that. I will put it, I have a Bluetooth thingy-majig in my car, and I will listen to some of the shows over here at 12 Radio. And it's quite fun, driving down the road and listening to people I know and people I can relate to, and learning so many things about spiritual stuff or just everyday stuff. That's what we do here at 12 Radio. So yeah, I'm looking through my notes here to make sure I always forget to say something, because that's just the way I am. So I'm looking through my notes here to make sure that I am not going to leave anything out before we start our show today. And yeah, well, you know what I'm going to do? The fairies have prompted me to do a reading with my bag of cards here. This is my bag of tricks. I am going to do a reading for just a general reading before we get into your sign, your horoscope sign, and talk about that a little bit for this hour. The card that I have chosen is Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. And, this is a really good reminder for those of us who are having challenges right now. I've noticed yesterday I was on the hotline over at 1-2-Listen for much of the day. And I noticed that some of the people who were calling are having some challenges right now as far as relationships and not necessarily being happy with their life. And right now, especially because there are so many planets in retrograde right now, and believe me, I don't know a lot about that. Actually, I know about this much about it, but I figure I don't really have to know a lot about it because I can go over to my experts, C.A. Brooks and Mark Hesson, and some of the other ones here on 1-2 Radio, and listen to what they have to say about what's going on in the airwaves and the stars and stuff. But there is some heavy stuff going on depending on what sign you are, and yeah, it's been a little challenging. So for those of you who are going through challenges, call in that Mother Mary, that mother love energy, and just hold it close to your heart. And things will start to shift and things will start to get better. Your challenges will continue to just get a little easier and easier and easier. Remember, we do not have to go along this journey alone. We have our guides, we have our angels, God is up there, Goddess, our higher self, whatever your beliefs are. The bottom line is it's all about love. It's all about just knowing that you don't have to go at it alone. And that, that right there is so important. All right. I am looking for my water. It is a hot day, like I already said, so I may be swigging on my water a little bit more today. So, LM likes. Hi there, Lillian. Thanks for tuning in. And Quelly, thank you so much for, tuning in to Facebook Live. And let me just scroll down. Lynn, thanks. I hope you hang out to find out what the fairies have to say to you in regards to your sign in the month of July. We're going to start with Aries. Now, Aries. Okay, just a side note. I'm going to hang out with an Aries today after this. So, my dad is an Aries. And, we get along pretty good. But then I'm his baby too. I mean, I have a younger sister, but he's always been one to spoil us girls, whereas my mom is the one that goes, you can't do that, And so far, let's see, what other Aries are in my life? Oh, my son's girlfriend, she's Aries, and her and I have bumped heads a few times. And as a matter of fact, I think she has unfriended me on Facebook and a while back. But yeah, that's what happens. And but I love her to death. So in case you're listening, I love you. But Aries, it'll be interesting to hang out with yet another Aries in a different platform and a different way. So I'm excited about doing that today. But what do the fairies have to share with you, Aries, this month of July? All right, so here goes. So it's really time for you to make a decision. Okay, it feels as if you've been waiting on something. You know that waiting, you know that you need to make a decision on a situation. Maybe it's even, you know, a big one, like putting your house up for sale, or moving, or, you know, changing your job, or whatever it is. But it feels as if you've been waiting for that perfect sign that comes up and tells you to do it. Sometimes the signs that appear for us to make a decision are very subtle signs. One of the signs that can come to us when we're supposed to make a decision is that we keep on thinking about making the decision. But we're like so analytical that we're going, okay, what am I need to wait for a sign. And it's like, doggone it, the fairies want you to know that this is your sign. This is your sign. Make a decision. Just do it. Just jump. Anyway, so the more that you think upon what is needed to do, you will actually come up with 5 more ideas that will cloud your vision. So that's why it's important to make a decision and just go with that decision. Now, give it, you know, a couple months possibly and see what unfolds. But if you're like second guessing that decision a couple months from now or something, you know, it's never too late to change your mind. You know, we are these beings here on this planet that we can change our mind if we want. And for God's sake, we do change our mind a lot. So I give you permission. The fairies give you permission. Lacey Faye gives you permission to change your mind after you have made this decision. So it is very important for you to just do it, just jump, make the decision, go forth, see how it feels on you. Sometimes we have to make a decision and see how it feels and, you know, go with it, sit with it. So if you're having trouble making a decision, go back to the basics. As simple as that. Go back to the basics. Go back to the beginning, and then, you know, take baby steps. This will help you to move forward, and it will also help you to make that decision easier. So you're not avoiding the decision making. Okay? So, yeah, remember, walking or running, in this case, down another road will help you make this decision. Yeah, it's all about decisions. Okay, so the word of the month here that the fairies want you to know, and I think I love this word, and, you know, seriously, I do not pick, you know, I meditate on what the fairies have to say, and then I just, it's almost like, you know, out of a basket, or I just like, you know, and get a word. And there have been times that when I choose a word for a sign, that I'm like, oh my gosh, am I even going to be able to pronounce that word? Am I going to be able to, you know, insert this word into the scope? And I am not allowed to change the words. Believe me, I've decided that I was going to do that a couple times, and the fairies just kind of like, you know, slap me on the side of the head and say, you're not changing a thing. You know, just deal with it. So the word for Aries this month is Harlequin. Oh, that is like so romantic. And it is about making people laugh, okay? It's about you know, it also could be a jester, you know, dressed in black and white, you know, looking at, you know, this is a good, like, segue into making a decision, you know, looking at the black and the white of it, you know, and weighing your options and then just going for it. So that's the word of the month for Aries. The riddle And the answer, remember, you're going to have to go over to the 1-2-listen scopes and get your answer here. The answer, or I mean, I was going to tell you the answer. The riddle. What do you call two witches who live together? Do, do, do. Well, oh my gosh, you know what? It is so hard for me to not say what it is because I do tell secrets. I do keep secrets very well, but when it comes to like silly stuff like this, it's like, or when I buy someone a gift or when I plan something, it's really hard for me to keep it a secret because I get so excited. Anyway, so we're going to, usually I'm going to shake it up and go all over, but I'm going to go in order of the signs today. Maybe I may change my mind. You know, those fairies never tell me exactly what I'm going to be doing, but Taurus, that's where we're going next, is Taurus. So Taurus, there are some relationships, there are some situations in your life that you have been maybe confused about. Maybe you have been contemplating change and you're just like, okay, I'll give it a little bit more. Guess what? It's time to move on. Yeah, it is. It's time to move on. There are so many positive positive opportunities that are arising from your decision to move on. Okay? So it's time to move on. In whatever situation that is for you, move on. Especially if you have been thinking about it. What in the world are you waiting for? All right? Everything will not be clear when you make the decision to move on. Sometimes we have to just go into the fog. Sometimes we have to just move into the abyss before it clears up. A lot of times when we move on from something, someone, that we have all these emotions that just really, we're emotional beings, and there may be a gamut of emotions. A lot of times we run through the process and the different stages of grief. What's important is that you allow yourself to do that. I have witnessed so many times, and I have done this as well throughout my life, is that I know that I need to leave someone. I'll use that for an example. And I start going through the stages of grief. And, you know, the anger is quite easy to stay away from that person because, man, that person, and I'm just like, rawr, you know, and the anger, you know, fuels my leaving. And then all of a sudden it's like this sadness and missing what were the good parts of the relationship. And then all of a sudden, you know, maybe they, you know, call because maybe they're feeling the sadness too. And before we know it, we're like sucked in. And we're sucked in again when we both know better that it's not going to work. And it's really important to give ourselves that credit of, okay, you know, we have, you know, step back in, we're feeling this sadness, we're mourning this relationship that is no longer going to work for us. This is a great opportunity to do some really healthy closure. And you know, it is also remembering that anything that we do to move on, to go into the new possibilities, that there is going to probably be grief that we feel leaving the old. and just recognizing that you will be, in the middle right now. You're in the middle. The old is no longer serving you, and the new has yet to arrive. So be willing to be in that fog for a moment or two, Taurus. Sometimes we have to jump before knowing the details. All right, so it works out better this way. If you knew exactly where you were going when you would take that jump, guess what? You would probably run the other way, because that's usually what happens, is we're not ready for that, but just jump. Okay, so Taurus, your word of the month is jacose. Jacose. And this word, the definition is playful, humorous. Remember, when you are moving on and when you are feeling that grief of moving on, that it's so important to take time out to play and be humorous. And since you are supposed to be humorous, guess what's coming? Yes, your joke of the month. So your joke of the month, Taurus, is what can point in every direction but can't reach the destination by itself. Ooh, that's a good riddle. That's more a riddle and not a joke. What can point in every direction but can't reach the destination by itself? All right, I just gave you a hint. If you are watching on Facebook Live, I just gave you a hint. All right, so Gemini. Gemini. Looking at your situation, looking at everything in your life right now, in the eyes of the other person, will give you insight. All right, so looking the situation in the eyes of the beholder, in the person that maybe is driving you nuts, or in the person that you're not necessarily understanding, putting yourself into their place. This will give you insight. This will help you understand them. Okay? Now, sometimes, because we're all so unique, that our uniqueness will become a problem, and we don't want ourselves to become a problem, but it ends up happening that we become a problem to others because they are not putting themselves into our uniqueness or putting themselves into our way of thinking, even if for a moment. Now, we do not have to understand what the other person, where that other person is coming from, or what that other person is saying, but we can certainly honor what they are saying. We can honor their truth in the situation. So Gemini, this month, there will be opportunity for you to step into someone else's shoes for just a moment and to see what it is that or how where they're coming from. Okay? Now, even though you two may not be on the same wavelength, there is going to also be this opportunity, and I call them opportunities. I don't like to call them, oh man, this is going to be rough. It might be rough, but you know what? Where there is an opportunity, whether it be rough or not, that it's always a learning experience. So I like to call them opportunities. So there will be this opportunity, Gemini, for you to stand your ground in what your beliefs are, remembering to be gentle at the same time. If you remember to be gentle at the same time that you are standing your ground and not being offended in the manner that the other person may be thinking or whatever their truth is, it's going to save a lot of wasted energy, and it is going to save a lot of argument and bad energy between you, you know. Agree to disagree. That would be the thing to do there. There is a simple solution. There usually is. It's us humans having this over analytical moment that we always make something so not simple. You know, it's like, well, I'm going to do the health matter of the week. I'm going to incorporate it in my example here with keeping things simple. So when we are wanting to, let's say, evolve or have a deeper understanding or feel more peace in our life, we get all these books and we start reading and we're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I've got to do this, and you know, there is all these instructions and we have all these things that we're going to do, when actually the thing to do, let's go with the peace thing. If we want to feel more peace within and feel more patient within, the thing to do is to stand in the present moment and put yourself in that present moment of just observing what is around you, the beauty that is around you. Feeling grateful for one minute little thing will help shift that energy into more of a peaceful energy. So we don't have to make it so complicated, doggone it. No, we don't. So moving on to the word of the month for Gemini, it is graft. And it's funny, when I see this word, instantly giraffe comes to mind, which it has nothing to do with giraffe. But, you know, maybe there is someone out there that likes giraffes. And, you know, giraffe, what are you possibly sticking your neck out to see? That's none of your business. All right. There's my little side thing on the animal totem thing this week. But graft, the definition of graft is corruption, especially in like the political arena. The political arena, using corruption or, you know, the authority over someone for their personal gain. Okay, so who in your life do you run into? You know, pay attention. I'm not putting like paranoia in your frame of thoughts this month, but just be aware and pay attention to people that come into your lives, and that maybe there's something within that doesn't sit right. Listen to that. That's your intuition. Remember, we are all psychic beings, and it's just a matter of exercising that muscle. And what better way to exercise that muscle than to experience someone coming into your life that is quite possibly after their own personal gain and not thinking of anyone else's gain. So it's good practice for you. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for the joke? Okay, this is a riddle. You know what? these are riddles this month. I think there might be a joke thrown in there, but so this riddle for Gemini is: there are two monkeys on a tree, and one jumps off. Why does the other monkey jump too? Oh my God, this one is so easy. Go over to 1, 2, listen, and look at the FaerieScopes over there, and you will get your answer. And you know what? I bet about half of you guessed the answer already. You know, it's just that easy. Okay, so moving right along, and moving right along is right. Okay, so Cancer. Cancer, this month the fairies want you to know that, they are here to support you. They are here to help you believe in yourself. You can do it, all right? You're like on the cusp of something pretty doggone exciting, and it's important that you believe in yourself. Sometimes we have to fake it till we make it. Seriously, if our self-esteem is like in the toilet and we have to go do something that takes confidence, we have to fake it. We have to fake that confidence, and pretty soon, before you know it, we are feeling that confidence that we were faking in the first place. So believe in yourself. You have the fairies to help you with that. Keep in mind that the success that you've been able to muster with hard work, came, and that it also helps with your low self-esteem. But, pat yourself on the back that, you are, even if they're little successes, you are getting through different things with hard work, and it does take hard work. It even takes hard work to believe in ourselves sometimes, but there is success there for you. And the low self-esteem may sneak in this month for you and undermine a new project, or undermine a new relationship, or an old relationship. And you will start thinking about yourself. You won't start, thinking about other people in a negative fashion, but you will start to think in a negative fashion towards yourself. Be careful with that, all right? And believe in yourself. You have the power, Cancer, to do great things. So, yeah, just sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and do great things, because I believe in you, and I know that there are people in your life that believe in you too. So remember, the self-esteem, the low self-esteem, and that's, that kind of thinking, it will pass, all right? It will pass. So the word of the month is plinth. And the spelling is over there at 1, 2, listen. If I need to speed it up a little bit. So I want to get done with all this, but the spelling is over there under the FaerieScopes. But that is the word. That is the word of the month for Cancer. And the definition is a block of stone or wood that is used as a pillar, or that is used to, for the bottom of the statue. And I hope I'm saying that right. Plinth. Yeah, I am. So getting back to your pillar, your groundedness will also help with that low self-esteem thing that may pop up sometime in the month of July for you, Cancer. Okay. All right. Here we go. Joke. Ha ha ha. The joke for you this month of July, Cancer, is: when will water stop running downhill? I know, these are so corny. They are, but doesn't it make you smile? Doesn't it make you laugh? That's what's important, is that we have to find something that makes us even go, oh my God, that was just so bad, you know? So, the answer, again, is over at the FaerieScopes. We're going to rush on over to Leo. Leo. Okay, Leo, the month of July, the fairies would just like you to rest. Take a nap. Go take a nap. You know, be, who is that? Who's that dude? Who's that guy? Rip Van Winkle. Just go sleep the month of July away. You know, I know that's not possible. And the fairies also know. So that reminds me of, oh gosh, years ago, I was like invoking some of the fairy energy. I was like experimenting with some of the different types of fairies and stuff. And I was really getting into just being like a fairy and getting in their energy. And sometimes that's not very good for us humans. And I'll tell you why. Is because I found, you know, when you study the fairies, Wednesdays are a day for the fairies that you will not actually see a lot of activity from the fairy realms. Wednesdays are the days that the fairies just kind of like relax, or they sleep. They will sleep the whole day of Wednesday away. It's hump day. So they're like under the hump sleeping. So because I was so immersed and just, you know, really immersed in this energy, I found this was when I was still in a muggle world. I was in corporate world, 9 to 5 gig, that I loved, by the way, but it just wasn't where my heart was taking me. But on Wednesdays, I had the hardest time staying awake. And I found that I would like fall asleep at my desk, or I would, as soon as I got home, I would like fall asleep. It was hard to get up in the morning. And it dawned on me after a couple months of this happening and going back through my journals. I think that if I wouldn't have been writing about my experience, that I may not have picked up that it was only happening on Wednesdays. But because I went back through my journals and my notes, that it was Wednesdays that I was so lethargic. I was taking on that fairy energy too much. And so I found that I wanted to sleep the Wednesday away. And during that time, I wanted to sleep the month away. So Leo, yeah, rest more. Don't sleep the month away, because I know you have things to do. But rest and allow yourself to take cat naps during the day. And you know what? No one is going to really notice except for you. You will be your own worst enemy in judging that you are going to bed early, or that you are sleeping in late, or that you are not getting as much done, or that you are napping. Seriously, others will not notice, all right? So, when you do take this time out, you're going to find that you get a lot more done in that day than you have all week. So there will be a lot of things that you get to completion this month by sleeping more. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is for you Leos this month. The fairies want you to know that. And for those of you who have trouble sleeping at night, ask the fairies to help you out, all right? Ask them to sing you a lullaby, all right? Make sure you be specific, because some fairies are totally ornery, and they might like get a little mallet and hit you in the side of the head and knock you out. No, just kidding. Although, you know what? Some of the fairies would do that. So be specific as to, sing me a lullaby or help me count sheep or just, just lay there with me and, sing sweet nothings in my ear. So, the solutions that you have been contemplating will get more clarity in your dreams, in your naps, in your meditations. Meditation is also something that you can do during this month. Make a focus of meditating a little bit more or start meditation for the first time. And it will really help you to get some things done. All right, Leo? So, Leo, your word of the month is libel. And the definition is easily or frequently changed. All right? So, libel. You can change your mind any doggone time that you want to. We already talked about that early in the broadcast. But, yeah, you have the fairies' permission. Change your mind. The joke. The joke is, okay, this is a riddle. I'm not clothes, but I cover your body. The more I'm used, the thinner I grow. What am I? All right. All right, Leo. So that is over there. The FaerieScopes for you to want to listen to look at it. And while you're over there, look at the other scopes over there. All right, Virgo. That's me, Virgo. So Virgo, after much dedication and self-discipline, you can finally sit back and relax. The fruit of your labor has finally bloomed. So enjoy it. Don't get so focused that you miss the celebration of your the completion. Okay, so remember, no growth is given unless you become uncomfortable first. All right, so the word is Coluki. A serious chat or conversation. So let's have a Coluki. I think I'm just messing that word up, but I have it how you say it here. Anyway, I'm going to move on so I can finish all of you scopes before the hour is almost up already. So the riddle for you Virgos: never resting, never still, moving silently from hill to hill. It does not walk, run, or trot. All is cool where it is not. What is it? Never resting, never still, moving silently from hill to hill. It does not walk, run, or trot. All is cool where it is not. What is it? I love that one. Libra. Maintaining balance between work and home life will be very important for you this month. So you will have this juggling act. Oh, the balance. All right. So don't get overly involved with others who want to take advantage of all you have to offer. All right. So it's about, staying in your own yard this month. You can observe what others are doing, maintaining a balance between, work and play. And, work will profit as long as you take time to focus on that home and the home aspect as well. All right. So, desiccated is the word there for you, Libra. Dried out, lifeless. All right. So, hey, that's what you're going to become if you do not balance work and play this month of July, Libra. Moving on. Okay, here is another riddle. Woo, woo, woo. Flat as a leaf, round as a ring, has two eyes, can't see a thing. What is it? All right, Scorpio. People returning from times gone by. What does that mean? That means that people from your past are going to show up, say hello. People that you have not heard from for ages are going to show up. You're going to have opportunity to be remembered, fond memories from your childhood. Play with abandon, remember with abandon, all right? And laugh with them, okay? So the word of the month for you, Scorpio, is gravid. Gravid basically means pregnant. So don't get pregnant with these people. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But Scorpio, pregnant with ideas. I think that these people coming back from the past that entertain you, that you entertain one another, is going to bring a lot of ideas, thus making you pregnant with ideas. Making you gravid with ideas. All right, so here's the riddle for you, Scorpio. It has a long neck, a name of a bird, feeds on cargo ships. It's not alive. What is it? All right, Sagittarius, moving right along here. Yikes! Okay, Sag, a magical time is in store for everyone around you, including you. Take time out for friends and campouts, whether it's roughing it or glamping. It doesn't matter. Get outside for you, okay? So dunnage is the word, and that word is a person's belongings, especially those on board a ship. So, taking time out. Maybe it's taking a sail, okay? Maybe it's taking a boat ride. Get out on the water. Very, very important. All right, so here is the joke for you, Sagittarius. What hired killer never goes to jail? Okay, look that up over at 1-2 Listen. Capricorn, you may be asked to step up your leadership capabilities. What? You say you don't have any leadership capabilities? I say, yes, you do. So step out of your comfort zone this month. The fairies want you to just embrace that leadership capability that you have. Step out of your comfort zone. It's going to increase your success. All right. Echelon is the word for you, Capricorn. A rank or position in society. Oh, my God. Or an organization. So I do not, put these things together. And I love that. So that means that if you step into your leadership capabilities, that you're going to move up a rank or position in what you're doing in life. All right. Oh, here's another jail joke. Why was the picture sent to jail? All right. I'm not going to tell you. Aquarius, have you been thinking of a move? Maybe you have wanted to travel, maybe take a trip. What are you putting off? Okay. Do it now. What are you waiting for? So the word is educe, to bring out or evoke. All right. So it's time to create something. Joke. What falls down but never breaks? What falls down but never breaks? I'm almost finished. Just in time, too. Almost. I mean, I have a few more moments left, but, yeah. So, what falls down but never breaks? That's for you, Aquarius. It is important that you do not put off things anymore, all right? Bring it out. Educe it. All right, here's dear Pisces. Oh, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Things are shifting. Things are changing. And it may get quite uncomfortable for you. Yeah, I know. It's sad. It will get uncomfortable for you. You will be forced to step out of your comfort zone. But, you know, you've been thinking about it for a while, and remaining comfortable isn't comfortable anymore, but it is time for you to embrace the shifts that are taking place. Yeah, I know, it's sad. It's sad. You know, it's that whole grieving process again, because things are shifting, and you may think that, wow, you know, things were okay, and it's why are they shifting? I don't want things to change. I don't want things to shift. And sometimes we may not understand why things shift and change in our life, but they do, and we have to shift with it. And be gentle on yourself in these changes, all right? Remember that everything happens for a reason. Whether we ever understand what that reason is so important to take a deep breath, let yourself feel the sadness, let yourself mourn the loss. And sometimes, and most of the time, it's not just sometimes, our grief will come back years later, or we will feel it. And, you know, sometimes people will go, why can't you just get over that? And you know what? We all have our own process. And whatever it is, a situation, a person, a thing, things are shifting right now for you, Pisces, and it's an invitation for you to just hug yourself even more, to love yourself even more, to be gentle with yourself even more. And by doing that, you know, things will get easier for you. All right. Elide is the word of the month for you Pisceans. To leave out or omit. So what is it that maybe you're not dealing with that you could look at? All right. The joke. This is another riddle. I don't know why I put joke down here. Okay, here's the riddle for you Pisceans. I love to dance and twist and prance. I shake my tail as away I sail. Wingless I fly into the sky. What am I? I love to dance and twist and prance. I shake my tail as away I sail. Wingless I fly into the sky. You know, maybe these riddles seem so easy to me because I'm like looking at the answers. I don't know, but it is yeah, the riddles. Go get the answers over at FaerieScopes at 12listen. I really appreciate everyone stopping by and just listening today. And you can certainly watch this, listen to it over at 12radio.com. And have a fabulous week. Next week here on Groovy Green Goddess, we will be finishing up the chakra system. I think we are on the, oh goodness, the throat or the third eye. I think it might be the third eye, but we will talk about that. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy 4th of July week to listen to me. And this is Lacey Dawn Jackson, the Groovy Green Goddess, and you have been tuning in to 12radio.com, where we are here to help you change the way we listen to the world. Peace. Peace and out.